Would you buy a banana tree from eBay? Should you buy any plants off eBay? How about comfrey? This is gonna be another one of those money saving videos where I spend money so you don't have to. And today we're gonna be talking about one of my favorite places to buy plants, and that is eBay. If you want to grow a garden for less money, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel because we talk about this topic a lot. And we make sure our videos are quick and to the point and stay on topic. So let's get into eBay plants. I'm going to start out with one of my favorites. It's the Musa Baju banana tree behind me. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I think it's really important to start out with what types of plants I actually buy from eBay. So when you're buying plants off eBay, you really don't know what you're gonna get. You're gonna look for a good seller rating. Hopefully it has something to do with the product they're selling. And when I get plants on eBay, I'm looking for perennials. I don't wanna spend money on eBay for something that's going to live one season. Besides being perennials, I want something that I can propagate and sell. Like when it comes to this banana tree, I can cut the pups off, I can sell those. You're gonna see what most of these plants, they're all the same in that fact. I can take these plants, I can divide them up, I can sell them, I can recoup my initial investment. So essentially these plants become free. So check out this bad boy. She's about 5 feet tall right now. And that is because we have 3 or 4 shoots coming out of here. If I let this grow to a single shoot, it'd be 10 to 12 feet tall. And what's cool about that is when I purchased this plant off eBay, it was just this tiny little banana plant. And it was pretty cheap. It was like $15 for the plant, maybe $10 for shipping. This is a plant I wanted to grow just because I shouldn't be able to grow it in my climate, and I wanted to show the power of permaculture. The problem is this plant is pretty expensive if you buy it from nurseries. But I took the gamble, I bought the plant, I planted it. We're on year 2 here, came back through the winter, and it's doing pretty good, looks cool. Maybe in the next year or so, we can start selling the pups off this. Now this banana is more of a novelty just to grow it, but there's useful plants that I purchased off eBay. One of those being comfrey. Now what I learned about comfrey is, even though it's pretty popular, especially with the no-till and permaculture folks, it's kind of hard to find and it costs a lot of money if you want to buy it, unless you get it off eBay. The thing about comfrey is a tiny piece of root fragment. You can take it, you don't even have to amend the soil or anything. You can just stick a shovel in the soil, make a divot, drop that piece of root fragment in. You're gonna get a comfrey. So I got some root cuttings off eBay. I put them in a bucket, soaked them in water, and after they soaked for a little bit, I planted them all over the place. And now I have more comfrey than I know what to do with. It is everywhere. I got it growing here. I probably have at least 50 plants of comfrey growing. And even though this comfrey cost me about $20 to get those root fragments, I've had people come here and buy root crowns from these plants. So I've made my money back on this comfrey and then some. So my comfrey is free. It feeds my chickens. It's good for composting. It is repairing the soil in my garden. And I've taken my plants, I've propagated these all over to the point where I have so many. And next year we're gonna be really selling a lot of these. I turned a $20 gamble into a profitable purchase off eBay. Take a look at these monsters here. These are 14-foot tall Jerusalem artichokes or sunchokes, whatever you want to call them. They produce an edible tuber that can replace potatoes. Another plant that you plant one time and you're gonna have it forever. And who wouldn't want these awesome perennial sunflowers? Just like the comfrey, just little pieces of the root fragment, you plant them, you're gonna get sunchokes. And just like the comfrey, my plan is to sell these sunchokes next year because I'm gonna have a lot of tubers, as you can tell. And my initial investment was relatively cheap. I got 1 pound of these tubers. I committed what most would consider a gardening foul by planting these in the ground because they are going to spread. And speaking of spreading, let's talk about another plant I got off eBay. I bought 6 of these guys with roots on them off eBay and I planted them. And now I have this enormous patch 1 year later. This is another plant that I could have sold pretty easily if I put a little extra effort into it. I had some interested people, but nobody shows up, because when you try to sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, that's what happens. But all it's going to take next year is 2 people to show up, and this initial investment is paid for. Hey, check these guys out. Another pretty cheap purchase here. It was Egyptian walking onions, 3-year-old bulbs. I had 6. The big ones in the back are the original ones. I took these bulblets here. You can see these things want to give me a lot of free plants. I'm going to have a video on how to propagate these because it's really easy. They'll propagate themselves, and they have even through wood chips. But check this out. This is just one cluster at the top of these plants right here, and there is probably about 10 free Egyptian walking onion plants there. You can eat these bulblets, you can eat the greens, you can eat the bulb. These are the perfect onion, and that's why when people find out about these, they want them. So this is another plant I'm going to be able to propagate and sell. We got one final eBay purchase right here. I don't know if it's going to work out, because sometimes it could take 18 months for these seeds to sprout. But I have 30 pawpaw seeds I purchased off eBay. 3 different varieties, because you need more than one variety to actually get fruits 10 to 15 years from now. But in this mess in the shade here, we do have one little pawpaw that came up. Not ready to call it a bust just yet. I'm going to keep buying pawpaw seeds off eBay, keep planting them, and hope for some trees. So if you learned anything from this video, it is don't be afraid to buy plants off eBay from high-rated sellers. I had success, and you can too. Get some perennials, divide up some plants, make your money back, make a little profit, maybe put that towards your garden. Every little bit helps. Thanks for watching.